And yeah, find a comfortable seat on your heels or cross-legged. You can close your eyes and just let your shoulders to relax. We will just notice how the breath goes, and you can imagine that as you're inhaling, everything goes up, and as you exhale, there is a little bit of like a centering, firming feeling, sensation. So inhale lifts you, it lifts the chest, and then exhale makes everything a little bit compressed. Go for a few more times, making your breath a little bit bigger as you inhale and exhale. Maybe starting your Ujjayi type of breath or your Ujjayi pranayama. And then release again whatever muscles that you don't need, that started to be a little bit tensed. You can also visualize in your mind how the inhale moves everything in your body down, although there is still this lifting happening. So there is like a opposite force that is happening physically in your body as you are inhaling everything up. Something needs to shift down. It's like, you know, the thermodynamic law. Second one, I don't know. I promise I studied physics, but I should know this stuff. Even more than my yoga knowledge. And then the same happens when you're exhaling. So although there is like a downward motion happening or firming motion, there is a lifting happening in your belly, in your bottom, in your diaphragm. Okay. Go for 3 more deep breaths in and out through the nose. And then 4th breath in will be really, really big, and we'll hold at the top. Feel the lifting continue as you're holding the breath in. And relax your face, relax your shoulders. And can you breathe in a little bit more and lift a little bit more to the top of the head, keeping the neck long. And then open the mouth and side out. Go one more big inhale through your nose. And exhale through the mouth. And slowly open your eyes. Inhale, reach your arms up. over the head and interlace the fingers on top, and then we'll press the palms away from our head, from our body, and then keep lifting, lifting, lifting. Inhale, relax your neck, you can move it a little bit, and then exhale, rounding the spine as you press the palms forward. You can bring the chin to your chest. Inhale, lift the arms. This time you can also look up, you can follow your palms as they move back. And exhale, tuck your tailbone, squeezing the belly inwards to support your low back as it bends. Inhale, 2 more times. Reach up and back, maybe even looking back, even behind your hands for your fingers. And exhale, round. Last one. Inhale, reach forward and up and back. Sitting bones points back. And exhale. Fold, not fold, but round, flexing your spine. And then release. We'll move onto the tabletop and just turn your fingers to the sides. Grab the mat with your fingertips and move right and left. You can inhale to the right side, exhale to the left side, and then try to bring your shoulders more forward so you have more weight from the inside of your wrist. So on the knuckles from your index finger end of your thumb. And then you can start doing little circles, swing forward, to the right, to the back, but keep rooting down that inside wrist, inside palm rather, as you're moving even backwards. So you're still trying to, almost as if you wanted to lift the pinky edge of your palm at all times. And then change the direction. And really notice where you feel the stretch in your wrists, or rather maybe even in your palms. It doesn't have to necessarily be in your wrist. It can be like on your knuckles, on your fingers. And then stop in the middle and turn your fingers even further back towards your knees. Inhale forward, keep pushing those fingertips into the mat. And then exhale, move back, and you can unpeel the palms away, keeping the knuckles rooted, especially the index knuckle. Inhale forward and exhale back. One more time, maybe bending your elbows a little bit more. Inhale forward, keep rooting through your fingertips. And exhale. And then unpeel, you can tuck your toes and sit on your heels. Then shake your wrists a little bit, interlace the fingers. Move your palms in one direction, in like number 8, and then change the direction. Good. And what can we do else while we are sitting here, not talking? You can notice how like the seat is, and you can press a little bit from your toes. You can even squeeze your bum muscles, so lifting your hips a little bit, and you can experiment in how much you are leaning. So if you notice, if you lean forward, even putting your fingertips forward, there'll be less weight on your toes, so that might feel like an easier stretch. You can go a little bit deeper into that toe stretch, and then if you start coming back with more weight coming over the heels and eventually the toes, you might want to press a little bit more to just not allow those toes to suffer so much, using your muscles to support them, leaning even more backwards. And then again, go forward. Go for a passive stretch. And then backwards, even using fingertips behind you, opening your hips. Okay, and then move forward. Bring the palms underneath the shoulders and lift your feet up, and then keep them up, just allowing the toes to come back. You can move your ankles to one direction then to the other. And then we will tuck the toes, press into downward facing dog, bending one knee and then the other, and walking like this on the tippy toes forward all the way to the front. Bring the feet as wide as your hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Start opening your heart a little bit, lifting your head, and then exhale. Fold. Spending some time here. If you are not new to my classes, you know almost all these drills. You can grab opposite elbows, you can relax your head, you can shake it. Taking a big breath in and out, even allowing your belly to go out as you inhale. And release. Allow your whole spine hanging from your hips. And release your hands down. Start rolling up into standing. Okay, we will do a little bit of a Tai Chi exercise that I used to do with, in my Tai Chi classes. Not the ones that I led, but the ones that I went to as a student. And you don't have to try to go to your deepest, but the more we will do this, we'll go maybe 10 times. The more you will feel like you can go a little bit deeper, but always make sure that you are keeping enough strength to come back and that you have still enough strength to hold your body in those positions. So it will be just normal fold or more like a passive fold using the hands, and then also passively bending backwards, using the hands to support our spine a little bit. So with the legs can be even wider than your hips for this one. We'll stay for 8 or counting to 10, let's say. So inhale first here, and exhale, just bend, hinging in the hips. And you can grab your ankles if you can reach them, or grab whatever you want, and you use the hands to bring you a little bit closer. Relax your head in this pose, and then you can just move here right, forward and backwards, and staying for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come straight up with straight spine. So unhinging from the hips. You can reach your arms up if you like the stretch. And then exhaling, bring the palms onto your low ribs. Not low ribs, sorry. Your hips from the back side. And we will send the legs forward, the hips forward, and we're using our hands to allow the front body not to work as much. And you don't have to overthink this. You can relax your head all the way back. You can lean back as much as you like, as much as it feels good. And we'll stay for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then come all the way straight. Inhale. Exhale. So the second round. Folding. You can grab your legs. You can grab your big toes with your index and middle finger. You can do whatever kind of pose you like. So in Tai Chi, we didn't get any instruction to what to do instead of except of knees straight in a forward fold, and in the back bend there was no cues at all. It was just like bend backwards. So sometimes it helps you to really discover like how your body goes into it, and since you spend so much time in it, you repeat so many times, you realize like, okay, this is probably I should do this differently since something starts to hurt, or maybe a little bit more going into the poses. So inhale, come up. You can stretch up. And exhale, coming back, bending backwards. I saw people doing it with legs straight, with legs together, feet together, legs wider. So there was really no judgment. Maybe it was good that there were no cues for alignment. And then slowly come up. And exhale, fold. Now I will just count. This is what, the third time? So staying for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. I can go a little bit deeper. 4, 3, 2, 1, and come up. Inhale, exhale, back. Staying for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up and fold. I think this is like the 5th time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and come up. Exhaling, go back. Staying for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up. 6th one, fold. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up. Go into your back bend and stay. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up. Exhaling 7th, so 3 more or 4 more. Counting this one. 7, 6. You can go a little bit deeper, starting going deeper into what you are doing. 3, 2, 1. Come straight up. Inhale and exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I decided to go only 2 more times. Folding. So this is the second to last. Start to make really your best of it. And since I'm counting, although very badly, I'm not going into my deepest, so don't get like inspired by how it looks in my body. Your body might look totally different and you might feel different. Coming up. Exhale, move into your back bend. Also, the thing I liked about Tai Chi was that there was always darkness in the room, so you couldn't actually see anyone else properly. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, last one. Exhale, fold. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up, last back bend. Inhale and go into your bending behind for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, coming straight up. And then exhale and start to move a little bit. So you might not have enough room, but they want you to walk a little bit. You can allow your hands to hang. You can move in like a little circle around your mat. Ideally, you would like go in a natural pace, but it's not possible to do that in the room. And just notice your body, how your head feels. And then change the direction of circling if you are circling, going to the other side, other direction. Okay, so that's enough. We'll come into a downward facing dog. If you need a child's pose or something in between, you are always free to do so. And then just in your down dog, you can bend again the right knee, the left knee. So for the flow that I prepared today, we're going to try to move very naturally without like going too big to the sides, but we're going really big into how the spine moves, and we'll try always to go really, really high and really, really low, and not too much to the right and left side. Inhale, lift the heels in your down dog, and then roll the spine forward into high plank. Exhaling, we'll bring the hips towards the ground, not releasing them, and the chest will come forward in the upward facing dog. Stay for the inhale, and then exhale, carefully bring the knees down, lift your hips up like cow tilt, and exhale, sit back onto your heels, tucking the toes. Inhaling, we'll start rounding the spine as a cat, and then going all the way forward, bring the hips down for a high cobra, untucking the toes. And you can stay here in your cobra, squeezing your glutes. You can move your shoulders a little bit here. Try to end up in a position where your shoulders are trying to move backwards and opening your collarbones. You can squeeze your glutes a little bit more. Inhale. If your belly, your low back is like in a pain a little bit, go lower. You don't have to go super high. Try to squeeze your belly a little bit more, your glutes a little bit more. One more breath, and exhale, press back into downward facing dog. So this is the first pose, or first kind of part of the flow. So we'll go one more time. Heels up, inhale, roll forward, exhale, hips lower, inhale, open the chest, exhale, knees down, stick your sitting bones up as you lean back. Inhale, cat pose, round the spine, and then exhaling, bring the hips all the way down and tucking the toes into your high cobra, and then start rolling onto your right side, so you can lower a little bit, bending the elbows, squeezing them towards your body. Roll to the right side, adjust your right palm, and you want to press from your right palm into the ground, and we'll squeeze on the left side body, flexing the heels, and you can bring the left foot on top of the right. So it's like a seal on the side. Inhale here. You can put your sitting bones a little bit more back. You can also bend your knees. And then exhale, come back to the middle. And then we'll roll to the left side. And just repeating the same on the left side. Again, you can press from your left palm and then trying to squeeze your right side, extending your knees, flexing your ankles, maybe pressing or putting your right foot on top of the left one. Inhale, shoulders down, and exhale, come back to the center. with both hips on the ground. Inhale, lift into your cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. So we'll build up on this. I will always do both sides without vinyasa in between, just so it doesn't take forever. Inhale, heels up. You can always bend the knees, or you can keep them straight. You can also try both. High plank, exhale, hips down. Release the knees down. Inhale, hips up, cow tilt coming back, and exhale, round the spine forward. This cat pose. Release the hips down and tuck the toes. Inhale, exhale, roll to the right side. Now lift the left knee, bend it, and then step it behind you. From here, left palm comes behind you. Inhale, lift the hips up with the right foot staying straight. It will lift with your whole body. And exhale, bring the hips lower but keep your chest up. Inhale, and exhale, hips up. And then release all the way down. With your hips coming to the right side. Maybe lifting the left leg up in a very elegant way. And exhale, release the left foot down, moving onto the front of the hips. Inhale here, exhale to the left. Inhale, bend the right knee, step it back. Right arm can cactus, right elbow can make like a cactus, squeeze to the back before you sit the palm back with the fingers facing to the outside. Right foot is like the same level as your right knee or left knee. Inhale, belly in. Exhale, lift your hips and your left leg all the way up. Inhale, just stays up. Just release the hips lower. And exhale, squeeze your glutes as you lift your hips up. Then release them again carefully down, micro bending your elbows. Move to the left side, maybe lifting your right leg up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, right foot in front of the left. Then roll onto the front body. Inhale in your cobra or seal or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, moving on. Inhale, roll forward. High plank, exhale, upward facing dog variation. Inhale, exhale, knees down, send your hips back through a back bend. Inhale, round the spine, coming forward. Exhale, and tuck the toes, hips goes low, and then bring yourself onto the right side. This time we will change it up a little bit. So bend the left knee, and then bring the foot on top of your right knee. And then move onto your butt. Left arm can go and squeeze back. So your shoulder blades squeeze together. Bending the right knee also. Almost like a preparation for this, like a pigeon variation. Bend the elbows a little bit. And then inhaling, lift your hips up. Inhale here. And exhale, we'll sit the hips lower, but keep the chest towards the ceiling, reaching up. Inhale, squeeze the glutes as you lift your hips. And exhale, release the hips all the way down. Move to the right side. From here, we'll grab the left ankle with the left palm and move the foot from the inside of our right thigh, like a tree pose. And then from there, slowly we'll roll onto our, not belly, but our front hips. Inhale here, and then exhale, you can lower down all the way. Keep pressing the foot into the thigh into the foot. Inhale, lift up, and then roll again to the right side. And then we'll try to press from the right hand to lift the hips all the way up into a side plank and press it even more backwards. So you're squeezing your right side. You're pressing from your fingertips and you're trying to roll onto the bottom of your right foot, even walking it a little bit closer if that doesn't work. Then left leg can come all the way up. If you have the stability, the balance, stay here, wherever you are. Inhale, and then exhale slowly. Release, left palm down. Release the hips down all the way, and we'll move on to the left side. Right knee bends, and bring the foot in on top of the left knee. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Exhale, squeeze the elbows in. Set the palm behind you. Left knee bends, step the foot closer. Micro bend the elbows. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, hips high. Inhale, stay there. Elbows slightly bent. Relax your neck, your face. Exhaling, hips lower, keep the chest up. Squeeze your glutes as you lift the hips. Inhale. And exhale, sit them down. Move on to the left side. Extend the left leg in the knee. And then grab your right ankle. Press the foot against your thigh. This might not be possible for everyone, so you can always do something else. You can also keep that ankle in front of the knee. And then we'll slowly roll towards with the front hips onto the ground. And this is just like a little bit of a leg inner groin stretch. Again, it can look a little bit different. It's really hard to know what kind of bodies are practicing with me. And this might be pretty different for everyone. And we'll move again to the left side. And here you can bend your left knee a little bit. So it doesn't have to be, the leg doesn't have to be straight. You can bend your left elbow and you can adjust your foot before you try to lift. Try to bring your hips back maybe first. So sitting low and then maybe pressing higher from that left palm. Imagine you want to bring your chest bone a little bit inwards, and it will nicely protract your left shoulder. And then squeeze on your left side a little bit more. Maybe you extend your right leg all the way up. Inhale and exhale. Slowly bring both feet down. Inhale, downward facing dog. And exhale. So going further, inhale, high plank. Exhale, hips down, open the chest, inhale. Exhale, knees come to the ground. Bring your hips back. Exhale, round the spine. Come forward. Inhale, untuck the toes. Release the hips. Down, bend your elbows a little bit and squeeze them in. Move on to the right side. Inhale. Maybe even lifting your foot here before you bring the ankle on top of your knee. Move maybe we can do also the hand movement on this side. So inhale your left arm up and exhale, squeeze the elbows in and back before you set the palm behind you. Bend your right knee, inhale and exhale, hips up. We're not going to do more rounds here. I'll just bring the hips down, moving to the right side body. Bring the foot onto your thigh. Inhale. Again, you can bend your right knee and then trying to bring yourself up and then sit yourself back before you bring your hips up. So pressing from your right shoulder. Again, chest bone goes a little bit inwards to make your right shoulder a little bit stronger. Inhale, left leg higher. And then exhale, can you pivot on your right foot and step your left foot all the way forward without using your left palm? Just try your best. Right knee down. Inhale with your arms up. So we are now going to reach up. Super tall, but we were already doing that. And exhale. Bring your hips back, flex your left foot, arms beside you, palms facing down. Half Hanuman. Inhale, high lunge. Reach your arms up. And exhale, palms down. Bring your left leg back, one leg down dog. And then exhale, stay here. Inhale, right heel up, round the spine, forward. Exhale, upward facing dog. And then bring the knees down. Inhale. Exhale, bring the hips back. You can tuck the toes, inhale forward, rounding the spine. Exhale, hips all the way down. We'll move on to the other side. Left side, right leg up, inhale. Exhale, step the foot in front of your knee. Inhale, right arm up, then squeeze the elbows back. Moving onto your butt. Left knee bends. Inhale, lift the hips. Only one time. Exhale, sit them down. Move onto your left side. And keep your left knee bent. Just bring the foot onto the inside of your thigh, if possible. And then bring your weight onto your left foot. And then press away from your left palm. As you sit down, inhale, you will lift the hips up. So we're going for that up and down movement. Lift your right leg up. So really, really tall. And then exhaling, try to pivot on your left toes to step your right foot very much slowly towards the front side. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, half splits. So move your hips over the back knee. Inhale, high lunge, so we'll lift the back knee. Arms come up. And exhale, palms down. Hovering your right foot back. Press it into your downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, stay. Left heel comes up. Inhale, round the spine. Coming forward over the wrist. Exhale, you can set the foot down, untucking maybe also the other foot. Inhale, in your upward facing dog. Exhale, knees down, lift your hips up. Sit back. Inhale, round the spine. Coming forward. And then release the belly down. Continuing on the right side. Inhale. You can reach your right arm up already, bringing the ankle on top of your knee. Exhaling, moving onto your butt, bending the right knee. Inhale, hips up, reverse table. Exhale, come back. Foot from the inside, bend the right knee a little bit. Inhale, bring your hips back. Exhale, press it up into your very, very high Vashisthasana. Inhale, step the left leg forward. Maybe there is also an exhale happening in between. Inhale, reach your arms up in a long lunge. And exhale, coming back into your half splits. Inhale, crescent pose, crescent lunge. Exhale, bring the palms down. We'll come back into the downward facing dog with one leg up, left leg up. Inhale here, and then exhale, knee to the chest. Lift the right heel, and then cross the left knee on top of the right. Bend the right knee, move and pivot onto your right outer edge, or outer edge of your right foot rather. And then bend the hips down. You want to bring your left arm up, and then you can imagine you want to open the chest as you squeeze your left elbow in. Inhale here, you're still sitting your hips super low, and then exhale, bring your hips up, this time squeezing on your right side, reaching the left arm beside your head, so you're squeezing the left arm towards your head, hips move up, and then bring your left palm down. Pivot on your right heel up, and then come to the inside edge of your foot, but the whole foot is down. The same thing on this side. Sit your hips lower first, towards the hips. Inhale, and then exhale, hips up. If you like, you can try to bring your left foot forward, interlacing it, and just hovering it above the ground. Inhale here, and then exhale, right palm down. Step into your downward facing dog. Okay, you can do a little bit of a pause for your wrists before we move on to the other side, because this, and I've been practicing something similar, not the same thing, at a workshop with Megan. And I remember my wrists were dying at the workshop because it's just like planks, side planks, another plank, down dog, and like you don't move away from the wrist. So make sure that when you're at home, then you just are not going over. Like I remember I would take poses at the workshop because my wrists were just not comfortable at all, and you don't want to hurt them. Shake them out a little bit, maybe even taking a child's pose, maybe even moving them to the other side, either fingers relaxed or making fists. So we will go this. I think that's it. I think we are finished with all the side planks. And you want to move into the spine a lot. So every time you're going forward, backwards, doesn't matter, trying to go through either rounding the spine or opening in your heart and your low back, or you're moving through a side bend on one side or a side bend on the other side, noticing where your shoulders are, trying always to move the shoulder blades in the direction of your pushing or pulling. If you are just doing that kind of movement of the cactus, you're trying to pull and you're trying to bring your elbow in. Megan also, she was like very detailed, so she was always talking about toes and fingers. So every time you moved your hand, you were supposed to have like a little bit of claws or something. So you can try to do that also if it feels good. And you can think about it on the other side. So bring yourself into your downward facing dog. Think about that movement of the spine. So you can go into a slight back bend before you round your spine. Lift your heels to exaggerate the movement. And then go starting from the bottom, ending at your neck with the wave. And then again, start at your bottom as you bring your hips down. Then move through your chest or upper spine. And maybe ending all the way in your neck. Release your knees down. Hips up. Bring yourself back, exhale. Inhale, we will round the spine. And exhale, hips down. Untuck the toes into your high cobra. Inhale, move to the left side. Bring your right foot, ankle in front of your knee, right arm up. And exhale, you can claw your hand to squeeze your elbows in towards each other. Bend the left knee palms behind you. Inhale, lift your hips all the way up. And exhale, sit lower. Move onto the left side. Bring your foot from the inside of your left thigh. You can already start like stepping onto the foot sole on your left as you lift your hips. Sit down first. Bring your chest bone in and then exhale. Squeeze the left side. Hip side, maybe extending your left knee. Inhale, reach your right leg up. And then exhale, step it forward. Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Inhale, arms up. Enjoy the time of your wrists. Exhale, back. Inhale, crescent. Arms up. And exhale, palms set down. Moving smoothly into your downward facing dog with one leg up. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the knee to your chest. And then cross it on top of the left. Left heel super high and then start pivoting in onto the outer edge. Sit down first. Inhale. You can bring your right arm up, clawing your fingers. And then exhale, bring your hips higher, higher, higher as much as possible. Right arm squeezes towards your left hand with the fingers facing down. Then bring the fingers and your whole palm onto the mat as you bring your left heel up and then pivot onto the other side of your foot. Sit your hips low towards your heels. Inhale. Chest bone in. Exhale. Hips up. Squeeze your right side. Left arm can come again over your head, and you can bring your right foot in front of you and hover it above the ground for 3, 2, 1, and then release. Downward facing dog or child's pose. So we will go one more time before we start to close. And you can go even faster or slower if breath cueing doesn't work for your breath. If you remember maybe you will forget something. I keep forgetting stuff, so that's okay. It's totally human to not be perfect. And yeah, maybe you write it down and maybe you try it again later. I totally had to check back, and I'm not doing exactly the same thing. Of course, we always just get inspired and then bring our things into everything. So you can try also to add maybe whatever feels good for you. Inhale, come to downward facing dog, and then take an exhale there, maybe again exaggerating that back bend before you move through that wave into your plank. Exhaling, hips lower. Inhale, you can end also with your head looking up, and then bring your knees up, moving back, starting with your hips. And exhale here. Inhale forward through rounded spine. Lowering your hips down and tucking the toes. Inhale, move to the right side. You can bring your left arm up, left knee up, bending the right knee, setting the palms, a left palm behind you. Inhale, hips up, and exhale, lower. Maybe this time without the hand, you'll bring the foot from the inside of your thigh. Inhale, you'll come into that side plank. And exhale, bring the left leg up, or rather for your inhale, stay. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, low lunge. And exhale, half splits, bowing down. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, palms down. One leg down dog. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, knee to the chest. Cross the leg over the left knee. Inhale, pivot onto the outer edge. Sit lower. You can bring your left arm beside you, clawing the fingers, and exhaling, bringing the hips up, squeezing the arms towards each other. Left palm comes down, pivot onto the top of the foot and then onto the other side. Inhale, right arm up, and exhale, bring your left knee towards your chest, extend the leg forward, hold there, and then exhale, bring it back into downward facing dog. Last side. Inhale, come forward, exhale, lower down. Inhale, open in your upward facing dog. Exhale, knees down. Inhaling back, hips back, and exhaling, staying here. Inhaling forward, exhaling, hips down and tuck the toes. Inhale, move on to the left side. Right arm, right knee up. Exhale, squeeze the elbows in as you move onto your bum. Left foot steps in. Inhale, reverse table. And exhale, sit down. Move onto your left side. And then bring your hips first to your left hip. And then exhale, lift your hips up. Right leg comes up. Inhale. And exhale, slowly stepping it forward. Inhale into your low lunge. Exhale, flex your right heel. Bring your hips back. Imagine cow tilt in your spine as you lower. Inhale into your crescent lunge, lifting your back knee. Exhale, palms down. Try to step the foot. Or not to step, but bring it back without like shifting or sliding it. Exhale, knee to your chest first, then cross it on top of your left knee. Bend the left knee, bring the heel up, pivot the foot onto the left, sit down, inhale, claw the fingers, squeeze the elbows in first, and then exhale. You want to dome your upper back as you lift your hips, squeezing the left side, squeezing your arms towards each other. Then come back, right palm down, heel up, and then pivot it onto the other side. Sit your hips lower again. Inhale. And then exhale, hips up. You can bring your knee to your chest. And then exhaling, bring the foot forward. Inhale. Exhale, left palm down. Step your right foot back. Take a child's pose again. Maybe sitting on your heels and just allowing your wrists to relax. Take a big breath in and out. And 2 more times. Breathing into your belly and slow exhale. You can notice anything that changed. Maybe a little bit of sweat, maybe a lot of warmth, or maybe not too much warmth. Depends also on the temperature in the room where you're practicing. Depends on your metabolism and the other factors. And then maybe notice your heartbeat, if you can feel it pausing somewhere. Maybe it's in your wrists. Maybe it's on your forehead if you have the head on the ground in your child's pose, in your balasana. Maybe you feel it in your chest, in your arms, maybe in your belly. Especially as you inhale, it starts to raise a little bit more. But then as you start exhaling, everything slows down. And slowly open your eyes. We'll move on to the back. We'll not do anything fancy anymore. Just coming towards the ground to release even more, and from a different kind of viewpoint than in your balasana. So it's a little bit more open. If you like, you can go into happy baby, Ananda balasana, grabbing your feet from wherever you can reach, trying to just allow the legs to open. You can move here a little bit, right, left. If this doesn't feel good, maybe change the position of your legs. Maybe you like straddle, bringing one leg and then the other to the sides, extending your knees. Maybe you just bring your knees to your chest and you stay in this wind relieving pose for a few breaths. You can close your eyes. You can go also to a halasana, the plow pose. And then take twist to the right side, or rather with the knees coming to the right, and the left arm can open on to the left. You can keep your eyes closed Just allowing the twist to release your spine. And now we are moving also to the sides, as we didn't do too much. So now we are trying to move more into like a length to right and to left. We're trying to bring the knees, the left knee, away from the left fingers. Maybe also turning your head all the way to the left to look at your left fingers and move back, knees to your chest and then to the other side. Again, first just stay and observe. And maybe first release here and just notice how the body or where it wants to go by itself before you actually use your muscles, and you start making more space in between your right shoulder and your right hip, as if you wanted to elongate your right side. And maybe even imagining your fingers wants to move further from your right knee and your right knee further from your right fingers. And move back. Okay, you can take a little shavasana here if you like and stay lying on your back. If not, you can roll to the side, finding a seat. And I'm really grateful that you joined another class with me, even though it was chaotic. I hope you liked it, and yeah, see you at a different time. Namaste. Thank you, Anna. Although my breath cues were so chaotic. There is something new that you learn every day. Good.